historical reporter Christopher Birdie and Mark Breyer. Let's talk. Who wants to hear some Long Beach history?
Yeah.
By the way, I was at
I'm over here.
I was at Long Beach Catholic last week, and thunder and lightning went off, and through the thunder and lightning, nothing fazed Christopher Birdie. He delivered an amazing opening speech with all the thunder and lightning go off. Nothing could ruin his composure. Did a fabulous job. And now he's going to do Mark about what Long Beach was like in the 50s and 60s. Get up for Christopher Birdie, Mark Breyer.
Yeah!
Mark Breyer claims to be the second best comedian in Long Beach, behind the one and only Billy Crystal. You grew up in the 60s in Long Beach. What was it like growing up in that time?
Well, it was really the 50s. I'm older. Okay, but that's all right. Yeah, I grew up in the 50s. Long Beach was one of the greatest places to live. It still is. And in Long Beach in the 50s, we didn't even have to lock our doors. I lived in Long Beach from late 40s until 61 when I was 14. I moved to Florida. 6 years later, I came back. And I lived here another 21 years before I left. But Long Beach had a great boardwalk years ago. There was a couple of skee ball places, greyhound races. Some of these young ball players here would have loved, there was a batting range on the boardwalk. I'm kidding you. No, I don't kid. I'm a comedian. Also, there was another place where you had milk bottles and you had to take the baseballs and knock them down to win stuffed animals. They would have been out with you guys, you know. They would have been out of business. And it was a great place to grow up.
What schools did you attend as you were here growing up?
Okay, I went to West School,
West School.
1958. 1958, not 1858, but that's okay. Went to West School, and then I went to the junior high, which was right here on Lido Boulevard, for 2 years, 7th and 8th. And then I went to 9th grade, which was in the high school on Lindell Boulevard. That was the high school back then.
I hear that West School has such a tight community because of its small size. Did you experience that when you went there?
Boy, you are doing a great job, Christopher. Yes, we had a very small class, and then we all stuck together when we went to the junior high. And we used to play sports against East School. There was a Central School at that time. And there was a Lido School, so we played ball against all the different schools. Central School is now a condo on Magnolia Boulevard.
Do you remember who would win the games against the schools?
Well, I remember playing against Billy Crystal. In fact, when I was on the 9th grade team, they brought Billy Crystal up because he was only in the 8th grade. I'm a year older than him. And I was coaching third base. He was playing. He was a much better hitter than I was. But when we played against the schools, we pretty much came out even.
Were you a comedian back when you were a kid? And was Billy Crystal one?
Billy Crystal was always very funny, but he was like a year behind me. And my teacher, my work was so poor, she said, you got to be a comedian, you know. So I was a very poor student, and I was very skinny then. You can't tell by looking at me now. I always got marked absent because you couldn't see I was there, the teacher.
Growing up in Long Beach, what was your favorite experience in the summer?
That's a good question. Every summer, we would go to the local merchants and get some free gifts, and we would put on a carnival. And we donate the money to the Long Beach Hospital, which is not here any longer. And still, to this day, every chance I get, I do charity work to raise money for any type of a good organization. And I think one year we raised $137. And back in 1957, that was a lot of money.
Because we're here at the Frozen Cow, do you remember what your favorite ice cream place was when you were a kid in Long Beach?
Boy, Chris, there was a place called Jan's that had the kitchen sink. It was on the corner of, I guess it was right across from the Laurel Luncheonette on Laurelton Boulevard. I used to go there all the time. We used to go to Laurel Luncheonette. They have ice cream there. 55 cents, a hamburger, french fries, and a Coke. 55 cents, so I'm talking way back.
I'm sure everyone wished that was still in place. Do you remember going to the Laurel movie theater next door?
Sure, the Laurel Theater. At that time, when I was growing up in the 50s, there were 3 theaters in Long Beach. There was the Laurel Theater, there was a theater down at the West End. First it was called the Nautilus, then it became the West End Theater, and there was the Lido Theater. So there were 3 theaters. We had a big choice, and we had the boardwalk all summer with free fireworks every Tuesday night.
It was great to hear your experiences growing up in Long Beach, and I hope you inspire us to have a great summer.
Thank you.
All right. Great job. Let's give it up for Christopher Murdy and Mark. Great question. Phenomenal question.
Excellent.
All right. We're going to take a break. After the break, we have some great segments. We have our new surfing segment with Hans. Going to talk about surfing, the student, and we have the Baldwin Quartet. So we have some great segments. We also want to welcome in a new sponsor. Francis McQuaid's going to bring us the McQuaid Brigade. So a lot of fun. But I got to ask these great baseball players that won a championship one more time. Is Frozen Cow the best?
Yeah!
And let's hear it. The best ice cream in Long Beach is?
The Frozen Cow!
Oh, you could do better than that. The best ice cream in Long Beach is?
The Frozen Cow!
All right, good job. All right, we're taking a break. Coming to you live from the Frozen Cow. I'm Halftime Howie, coming to you live on Long Island's first and oldest station, AM 1240 WGBB.